Ndị be anyị kene m unu. Asị m ka ejikwara ya zelu. Daalụ niile kunu si na-esere anyị ife anyị na-eme n'elu akwụkwọ. Anyị si n'ụnụ ya dịka echi na echi ada agwụ agwụ. Otu anyị kwuru otu a ka ọ ya dịrịrị. Ise ise ise. Dịka o si dị anyị eji gbapụ ya ọsọ. Ife anyị na-eji tụrụ n'ugbu a bụ iwe ọchị ya. Onye nụ ya afụ pikcha ya n'iru akwụkwọ a bụ Biafran Prime Minister Maazị Simon Ekpa and Ọhamadike One, the able leader of indigenous people of Biafra, MAZI NNAMDI KANU. Ya bụ last broadcast o melu as in unu ya mụta ife na ya bụ ife njisi ka ntị ya bụ na o nwere nnukwu ife unu ya mụta na ya buru ibu. Unu ya ekene m nke ukwuu na ọ bụrụ na gecha ya bụ ife. Unu gecha this broadcast of our former broadcast MAZI NNAMDI KANU. Drop on a comment on the comment section below. O kwuru ya dịka o si wee dị. He's a real prophet. Is a real prophet. Is a real prophet. Ihe na-agwa unu bụ eziokwu. Because afụbeghị m a leader, as in ife niile o kwuru n'iru akwụkwọ a bụ ife na-egbobata kịta. Ya bụ ihe na-eme kịta. Just get ya bụ ife ka na-apụ ikwu okwu nnukwu. Alright, over to you, my able leader. Over to you, sir.
I'm not insulting you. In Africa, we are tribal creatures in Africa. We always go back to our village where we were born, where our umbilical cord, how long, where it was buried. That's where we come from. That is why every Christmas, Easter, New Year festival, August meeting, you see us migrating back to where we come from. And I keep saying these things to Africans, they don't understand it. They don't understand it. Everywhere in Africa during Christmas, if you like, be in South Africa, if you like, let it be in Kenya, you let it be in Rwanda, everybody from the capital goes to the village. If you go to Accra, the same thing happens. This past Christmas, if you like, go to Cotonou, go to Yaoundé in Cameroon. Everybody living in the capital cities of Africa, they go back to their villages. They go back to their tribes where they come from. Do they do that in the Western world? During Christmas, these people migrating from, oh, I come from Florida, I'm going to Florida. No, you don't. Because people come from where they are born. We come from where our ancestors were born. That is the difference between black people in Africa and those from Europe and other parts of the world. We come from, so if you ask somebody, where do you come from? He or she will mention their village. That is what makes us Africans. Very, very unique. If you destroy that, you're finished as a people. In Africa, we are tribal. First and foremost, we belong to our tribe where we come from. All these artificial creations by Europeans, Nigeria, this and that, all that rubbish. That is why you can never ever make any progress for the next 6 billion years. If we are not tribal, why would a whole presidency come out, Fulani presidency come out and say, we are defending Fulani headsmen? A presidency of the whole of Nigeria, so to speak. It is because by instinct, we are tribal beings in Africa. That is why Nigeria is unsustainable. That is why the man from Ishekiri has to vote to say, this is where I want to belong to. That is why referendum is the only way forward. That is why Africa is poor. Africans must recognize that this is who we are. You cannot live in Lagos if you're an Igbo man during Christmas, start traveling to Sokoto. It's impossible. You must go to Igbo land. You must. That's where you come from. And if they ask you, oh, but you were born in Lagos, you will say, no, that's where my parents come from. They ask your parents will say, that's where my parents come from. They will keep going back until they get to perhaps the 100th generation. That is who we are. And nobody can change it. That is why referendum is the only way forward. That is why Africa is poor. Africans must recognize that this is who we are. And nobody can change it. That is why all these useless, idiotic countries created in Africa cannot survive. It can never ever survive. And how do we stop it? Only a revolution can stop it. Only a revolution. If you like, keep postponing it. If you like, keep putting it off forever and ever. Only a revolution can solve this very problem, because under a revolution, the powers that be, those that be making your life a misery, will be overthrown. Nobody will say it's a coup anymore. It is called popular uprising. Don't let anybody deceive you. And that is why today some soldiers are listening and they are resigning from the army. How can you be a soldier in the Nigerian army and your village is being occupied by Fulani headsmen? If you don't do these things I'm asking you to do, you will, when the time comes, as I'm telling them now, remember 2015, Remember 2014? Remember 2013? I told you all these things. I told you what was going to happen, and now they have all happened before your eyes. You've seen it. I'm warning you now. Nigeria is not a motherland or fatherland to anybody. Nigeria is purely a British creation. A British creation. Because if Nigeria was to be a nation or country, there is no way those that call themselves the presidency Asoro can come out to support illegality in Ondo State. Because they know they are doing it for that. Why do you think they want to avenge and revenge for Sir Ahmadu Bello? Why? They knew that Ahmadu Bello and his people, so to speak, were fighting for them. They understood that. At the time, the Hausa people thought that the Fulani was fighting for them, but today it's very clear. I asked you a simple question when I began. Are you hearing Hausa Fulani anymore? No, it's only Fulani, because they have taken over the entire corner. Did I not warn them that this evil you're supporting will consume you? They never listened. They never wanted to listen. IPOB is a terrorist group. You're trying to divide Nigeria. But Mietiana is not. Why don't you proscribe them? No, you cannot proscribe a Fulani group. Never. And all of you, we are supporting evil. When there is the proscribed IPOB, proscribed indigenous people of Biafra. These are Yoruba journalists writing junk. Every day they keep writing rubbish. That is what Fulani does. They control the media. They have well-paid consultants all over the world doing their bidding for them. They have that woman at UN trying to lobby the world that everything is okay. You and I know the game plan of the Fulani. And what are you doing about it? Nothing. Every day you read, you lament, you complain. Every day you read, you lament. And that's all you do. That is all you do. You read, you lament, you complain. You do nothing about it. Your lives are being taken away from you. Your forests are being occupied. Your mothers are being raped. Your daughters are being abducted. And the whole national government, presidency, is supporting such people. And you're telling me that Nigeria is viably sustainable. Is that what you're telling me? That somehow this contraption is sustainable, it is viable. It can never be. Because the more you stay in one Nigeria, the more you are inviting the Fulanis to take over your ancestral lands, take over your villages, and to make life a misery for you. That is the end game. That is the outcome. If you doubt me, go and do a bit of research. Ask yourself, who are the Hausa people? Who are the Nupe people? Who are the Bachama people? All of these people were steamrolled by the Fulani march to the Atlantic Ocean. People must come out to say that enough is enough. When you travel to the north, do you live in the forest in the north? The Igbo people in Sabangeri in Kanu, they came to the town, they work very hard, they build houses, they build mansions, they develop the entire place. Is that not what they do? What are Fulani people doing in our forest? Nobody can answer that question. They say that they're pastoralists. Tell me the country in the world aspiring to be a member of the UN Security Council where you move cattle from place to place. Are you people well at all? You so-called Nigerians, are you normal in the brain? I'm asking you a simple question. Show me a country that aspires to be in the 21st century moving cattle from place to place, telling me they're grazing. Which country is that? Please tell me. All of you don't have any shame. When you have people, an entire presidency coming out to defend a very primitive, archaic agricultural practice, then you know you embrace this mess. You are in one almighty trouble, I'm telling you. People are in a mess. The Holland that you get your pig milk from, do they move cattle from Rotterdam to Amsterdam? I'm asking you a simple question. But they produce the pig milk that you're drinking every blessed day. Why can't Fulani produce pig milk in Sokoto? Why can't they produce carnation milk in Kanu? They have the cattle. Before the white man came, did you see any Fulani in your forest? All these people talking rubbish about movement of cattle and movement of... I'm asking you, before Britain came and handed over Nigeria to Fulani, ask your grandfathers, please, or your grandmothers. Ask them. All this nonsense we are hearing today in this so-called one, I want to tell you the dangers of one Nigeria. All this nonsense you're hearing today about one Nigeria, Fulani in our forest, Fulani in our village. Before the white man came, did you see Fulani moving their cattle all over the place? Did we not have meat to eat? Why, instead of them to waste all that money arming and equipping this Janjaweed army Mihetiala to come and conquer you and I, why don't they open a milk factory somewhere in the north and bring the milk down south? I'm sure Southerners will buy it. After all, pig milk comes all the way from Holland. Pig milk all the way from Holland. Now you understand it. Because of the way you people reason. Why can't you produce? Is it difficult to produce milk? The same milk that comes out naturally from the udder of the cow. 21st century, you are moving cattle, driving cattle nama from over 300 miles. But when an Igbo man tries to sell beer in Kanu, you destroy it. You destroy their businesses, you destroy their hotels, but you can come down to the south and live anywhere you like and grace anywhere you like. And you're telling me that is a country, that is one Nigeria for you? You see, in life, anytime you support evil, evil will come back to haunt you. All of you never knew that IPOB and this Biafra movement was for your liberation. Look at what they're doing in the East. In the East, they come to the East, they will tell you, oh, you want to be the president or vice? Yeah. They say, give us land for Ruga. They give them land. I saw Joseph Okado did that law Banta. They have taken it over in forever and ever. Hope of them have proved to us that you are stood. You give us land in Olo. Hope of them will give them land in Olo. We can go and kill people in Obibo. We can for them. How many Fulani governors are prepared to kill bandits? I didn't say normal people. I'm talking about armed, dangerous bandits. How many Fulani governors? Go and read your newspapers, you will see it there. Fulani governors are negotiating with them, giving them arms, giving them vehicles, making sure that their life is no longer a misery. But they come down to the south. They tell you, give us land for Ruga. Go and kill your people to prove to us that you're one Nigerian. The problem you people have in Nigeria is this. Your journalists, you see people, Punch newspaper, Tribune, Vanguard, and Nation, they are your second worst enemies. I'm telling you the truth. They can never ever be objective in their reportage. Never ever ever. That's why all of you are suffering. But you don't know it. Look at Hausa. Because there is a saying where we come from. If you want to know what your life is going to become in the future, look at Hausa people. To understand, appreciate, I will say, the life that you are about to bequeath to your children and grandchildren, look at Hausa people. Is there any Hausa governor today? Is there any Hausa emir? Is there land though? Katsina is Hausa land. Kanu is Hausa land. Sokoto is Hausa land. The Hausa people own it, indigenous to those areas. I'm asking you this question. Is there any Hausa man who is an emir in the north? The answer is no. Something is going to happen to you. If you don't rise up now to break demand for what rightfully belongs to you, your freedom, the freedom to decide, the freedom to write a constitution if you prefer, the freedom to live with whoever you want to live with. That is what we are asking for. But most people misunderstood what we are saying. Fulani will resist by all means necessary, including armed resistance, any attempt to forcefully eject them from the forest. When we were pursuing them from Ebonyi, why didn't they say something about ESN on Nnamdi Kanu? Why? Have you asked yourself that question? Because they know we are prepared to die to defend our land. They understand that very well. That is the only language the Fulani understand. They will continue to expand. They will continue to identify idiots in your midst, traitors, saboteurs in your midst. They will promise them heaven and earth. They will give them anything they ask for in order to ensure that they get into you, they subjugate you. Look at what's happening in the East. Only Fulani stooges can now emerge in the East. It took them very many years, nearly 50 years, to accomplish this very simple task. Anybody you're bringing out must come to the north to swear allegiance to the caliphate. All of them. Ban on. Is there any political godfather in the East? There is none. They all go to the north to go and swear allegiance to the Janjaweed. That is why our life is in a mess. The more you keep on supporting evil, the more your land will be taken from you. The more your daughters will be raped and abducted, the more your sons will be slaughtered in cold blood. And under one Nigeria, there is nothing you can do about it.
Enugo nke si na ọnụ onye ndu Nnamdi Kanu wee pụta werezi ire ugbu a gụọ eze gị ọnụ mana ofu ihe na-atụ m n'anya kama na na-atụpe m anya ugbu a bụ kedizi ụdị echiche kedi ụdị ọgụgụ isi ndị South East politicians nwere ugbu a kedi ụdị amamihe ndị South East governors nweziri ugbu a ama m na kapsi na
Dalụlụ nne nụ ife a bụ evening tea ka m wetelu unu maka anyị sị na anyị ga na-atụkwa ya atụkwa Ifukunu nụrụ n'ọnụ ọhamadike one of Igbo land, Maazị Nnamdi Kanu. Unu nụ ka o si wee dị, ezigbo mmadụ. Akwụnụ mana court ya bụ on 5th bụ Thursday of October. So m ga na-ewetakwara unu update ọbụla bụ ife gbasara maka ya bụ court dịka anyị na-eche. Daalụ nne na ụmụ Chineke kwuru Chineke anyị. Also remember to comment on the comment section below and don't forget to share it ka ọ reach many people. Thank you so much and stay tuned. Ihe a bụ Eastern News 24 ka anyị si na-enye wetara nnukwu ozi ya dị oke mkpa. Daalụ na ụmụnne m, ka emesịa.